And welcome, I'm Antonina Antosha, and you're watching Head to Head with UATV. Crimean Peninsula, occupied by Russian troops 4 years ago, keeps on being a place where human rights are ignored and more cases of violations occur. Among other cases, Crimean Tatars are being especially vulnerable, and just on March 22nd, Crimean activist Nariman Memedeminov has been detained by Russian Federal Security Service. In total, more than 60 people are being illegally held in Russia or in occupied territories of Donbas and Crimea. Who are these prisoners of Kremlin, and how can we help them? We'll discuss this with Oleksandra Romantsova. She is deputy head of the board at the Center for Civil Liberties. Hello, Oleksandra, and thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So how many people are we talking about exactly? How many people are officially considered to be prisoners of Kremlin?
Now it's 65 people, okay. And last Nariman started to be a prisoner not so far. It's and 23rd. It's for them. It will be like arrest, official arrest. They have a first case, first court, and court decided that he need to be arrested during to 16 April, and what they're main guilty only because he is in internet. They accuse them that he wrote terroristic message in internet in his blog and his pages. So, but we need
for now it's common practice for the Russian authorities.
It's normal for them because from the last I don't know half of the year after 2016, we have more than 12 such case when we call them civil journalists. It's a Crimean Tatarian activist who usually comes when something happened, arresting or some search in houses of Muslim or Crimean Tatarian in Peninsula. So in this time, they usually comes and they just for solidarity and for information, gathered the information. So 12 cases we have, like they was arrested, they technical was broke or taken out during the search, but nobody was arrested. So that was the first time when Nariman started to be a first person who, after this second way of pressure for journalism, because officially journalists, professional journalists, that was first way. And mostly of them now not working in Crimea, or if they're working at underground work, like grassroots roads. So they just keep information and bring usually here in control territory of Ukraine. But such civil journalists, it's people who not working some professional publishing house or something like this. They just do it for internet and give the information from Peninsula. They're a really important channel of information. What truly happened in the territory.
Or maybe that's why Russian authorities are being so hard on them. Apart from Crimean Tatar community, overall, what is the situation with the human rights on the next peninsula right now?
It's one of the really painful situation and really painful point, because even I think during the last 2 weeks, I have a speech in monitoring committee of Council of Europe in Paris. Me, Ahmed Chigos, and Vladimir Ariev, head of deputy mission in Council of Europe, and monitoring committee decided that special reporting about pressure for only Crimean Tatarian will be provided in Council of Europe. So it's a good step for us, because that means that a special reporter will be gathering all information, and after this will be some conclusion from Council of Europe, so some not only recommendation but some obvious for Russian and for Ukraine, because they all countries as a member of Council of Europe. So it will be not recommended, but it will be official position. So, and if we will speak about what happened with Crimean Tatarian last time, we know that more than 70 administrative cases about this personal demonstration. You know that was action about at the whole peninsula, when Crimean Tatarian comes with tables with crows that my people are not terrorists.
Yeah, well, because unfortunately what Russia is doing right now is that they're trying to create an image of Crimean Tatar community as the terrorist one, when in fact it's Russian authorities who act like terrorists because they take people hostages and they put people behind bars just for speaking their mind. Crimean Tatar community is basically being prosecuted.
Yeah, it's a special persecuted, it's political persecuted, not because they do something, only because they are Crimean Tatarian, only because they are more organized community in Crimea, and only because they have experience how without gangs, without aggressive fighting about their rights, because they have so long history.
They have survived a couple of, they have survived this, not this, but they have survived similar situations before. Now, what can Ukrainian government do, or what can Ukrainian citizens do to help those people, to protect them, to get them out of jails?
If we can just back Crimea, it's the main surely idea. We need to support them, and we have a possibility to spread that all information about what happened in Crimea, because a lot of European countries even not explain, even not understood that Crimean Tatarian is part of Ukraine.
So first of all, we need to tackle the Russian propaganda, right? And get the right information out there to the rest of the world, not necessarily the European community, but every other country in the world.
And really important, surely not believe that, because Russian propaganda produce such messages about their terrorists, they really do something, attack. So it's fact-checking and have a connection with the Crimea grassroots level. So same situation not only with Crimean Tatar. We have a situation last month, have a news about Vladimir Baluch, who was back from home arrest because they told that Vladimir Baluch attacked some police or some militarians. They are not wrote sure, but he was back to jail. But his health in that so bad situation, so he even can do that, attack someone, because he has a
health condition.
Health condition with a big problem with the heart, a big problem with the back, and it can be possible at all. So, but they do that, and now they take them back in the jail, and now he's sitting in the isolation. We don't have any contacts. His advocate told, his lawyers told that only 2nd of April will be dead when we can see them, and understood what healthy condition now, and surely we understood that such big pressure, because head of jail wrote submission about that Baluch broke some rules inside the jail. So it's a fighting between administration.
It's like the easiest way.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's so like. Have you possible at all in Simferopol SIZO, one of the worst SIZO in the territory of Ukraine before occupation, but now even in the territory in occupied Crimea, it's not started to be better. It's one of the worst SIZO in the, temporary
facility.
Jail, temporary jail in the whole territory. And but same situation with health. Condition bad in the whole system of Russian jails, and why we know that, one of the example is Oleksandra healthy, because now that was even started to be a message about that someone give them some toxic, I don't know, toxic, maybe even radiation, connecting with radiation.
For poison, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
But problem is that it's not because someone poisons them. He wrote that he has a bad health, not because someone trying to kill them, only because the condition in the jail. So he just
are so bad that the health deteriorates really fast.
Is it last 4 years, and mostly of this time he spent it in some place like in Siberia or now here in Yamala territory. So it's not place for rest. It's a place for really kill your healthy at all.
Okay, how can Ukraine involve the international community in freeing the hostages currently being held in the occupied Crimea or in the Russian territories? Are we involving them? Are we asking for help? Are we asking for assistance? Does the European community help us, and does apply pressure on the Russian Federation for being so aggressive?
You know, we started this campaign in 2014 when we saw that 11 people in that moment was arrested, and we understood that it will be tendency, it will be more and more people in this condition. So, and now 65, so we understood we were right. And in that moment we understood the biggest problem that inside the Ukraine nobody knows that information, and our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they do that, but only, you know, official sending some depeche and some letters. But now when NGOs, when campaign Let My People Go every year spoke about that in the international level, in Council of Europe, in Euro Parliament, in UN agency, and same in the situation OSCE. Even inside the Ukraine started to be some strategy, and this question started to be one of the points in the all international negotiation. So even now, President usually started from this point or in all meetings. Why so? Is it a result of understanding that it's a big problem, or is it a result of work of NGOs? But now we have this point of
nevertheless
discussion.
It is out, and it's really important.
Yeah. So it's one of the simple way for us. It's surely speak with our international partners who can comes to Putin and told them, okay, first of all, please release these people. After this, we will speak about something economical issues or something like this. So sometimes, usually, even not sometimes, but usually, Putin do like that. I don't know nothing. It's
yes, of course. He denies
Sure.
being somehow in the situation or knowledgeable about the situation, and this is the common practice. Russia has, and Russia's leaders have behaved like this for years now, and it was okay with the European community. It's now that the European community got scared when Ukraine got, well, annexed, like a big part of Ukraine got annexed. So that's normal.
Our proposal for all international partners that first of all it need to be like in the topic of discussion from any meeting. That start to be, you know, like for them it's need to be like something bad habit for them. So always this question will be first. So it's our main point, because we understood it's political cases, so you can do that in the court. You can do that only inside the political heads of Russian Federation.
In political circles. Well, thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for telling and clarifying the situation to us. That was Oleksandra Romantsova from the Center for Civil Liberties. Stay tuned with uatv, and thank you for watching.